Let's go third time lucky. My other microphone has obviously run out of battery, so it keeps turning off in the middle of this, which wouldn't matter too much because, of course, I'm on my own and it's uh, loud enough that you'd be able to hear me. But it's nice to be able to use a microphone. Big day, not for training purposes. Today is actually a bit of a deload. I mean, it's not really a deload because it's not a massive drop, but basically we're dropping 10 to 20 kilos off everything. So the medley is 10 kilos lighter, almost, because the monster dumbbell is 38 kilos on its own. So obviously I can't drop that to 35, but we're aiming to do 80, 80. So that's log and axle, or now it's axle log because that's actually the order it's going to be. Monster dumbbell at 38 kilos, and then finishing off with a barbell at 90. So only one run, hoping it just goes quite smoothly because, of course, it's lighter than we've been doing. I am quite tired this week, I'm not going to lie, but I know that's been the same every week, although I'm having a lot less issues with things like my ears and all that kind of stuff. But the reason why it's a big day is because tonight I'm actually going to Giants Live. It's the second time I've seen the Giants live. Last time I saw Europe's Strongest Man, I think it was the one where Pav Cordiaka won and did his first Conan Wheels world record. But tonight, of course, is the big one. It's probably going to be the biggest one of the year because, of course, one, Thor is back, and two, obviously, the rumblings is that we're going to see the 510 deadlift after having seen the 505 recently. But it's exciting because, of course, obviously the competition we saw recently was very cool, but it was a sort of a powerlifting competition. Obviously everyone will be excited to see it on a Giants Live stage in a strongman competition. But at the same time, I don't want to rule out the excitement around some others. I'm very excited to see Big Gav back. Obviously, as we know, Big Gav has gone through quite a few changes with his new coach. So it's very exciting to see. And we're hoping he's going to get the Welsh record, if not more. When I say if not more, potentially £1,000. And we could be seeing quite a few people get £1,000 as well, which is very exciting. Obviously, it's slightly different to expected. There's not going to be any Hooper. I think Trey Mitchell's out. Obviously, Tom Stoltman's out, etc. But there's a few other big names who are good deadlifters. Matt Ragg, for example, along with a number of others. So hopefully we'll see some good things. I was hoping we might have seen a new Masters record from Heinler, but unfortunately he did post the other day that he has had terrible norovirus. So we'll see. But Heinler, I really do hope so because you're an awesome dude, and obviously it's great to see someone over 40, and myself being 39. It's always awesome to see someone over 40 still doing some incredible things, especially when it comes to deadlifting. But the big thing, of course, is about Thor. However, back to me. Sorry. So we're doing the medley. We're then doing one run of farmers at 80 kilos per hand, so nothing too major. And then we're doing stones, no AMRAP, five reps in its entirety, and then that's it. And that's going to be at 80 kilos. So I'm going to keep Taki to the absolute minimum. I'm a little bit of an overuser on Taki, so I want to start getting used to having a bit less Taki. But also 80 kilos. Potentially I could do Taki less. I'm not going to because, to be honest, it adds a little bit more energy and stuff like that. And this week is supposed to not be about wasting tons of energy because next week is a big week. We're going full hog, full competition. Deadlift is going to be big as well on my deadlift day. Hopefully we're looking at a new max. I would have thought, knowing my coach, it's probably a 2 rep max because we don't tend to go in for maximums, especially this close to comp, but it's just naturally it's max for me because I've not done conventional max comp at all. So of course anything that goes above it is a max, even if it is actually technically 2 rep max. You may remember from the other day I hit 218.5 for 2 rep max, but it was also my new maximum. So yeah. That's it really. Obviously you may have noticed I've put slightly less videos on, purely because I don't want to overload you with stuff which is not quite exciting because my sessions have now been cut down. Once obviously I've got through this competition, which is pretty much coming towards 2 weeks out, I will then post some of the stuff for Shropshire's, and then it'll be back to off season for a little bit until next year. Unfortunately, my chance of doing anything Masters wise, in terms of anything more exciting than just bog standard competitions, is shot in the foot because England's Strongest Master, which I did look at because this year, although the deadlift was a little bit out, everything else actually probably would have been doable. Unfortunately, it's in April and I don't turn 40 until June, but such is life. Anyway, I'm going to post this later on. I won't do too much more because I don't want to overload you with stuff. But ultimately, enjoy your weekend, whatever you're doing. If you're going to Giants Live, maybe see you there. If not, then I will be back next week. See you then.